Coming up on this edition of iState News, find out about a unique form of therapy in your own backyard. And find out why students were walking barefoot through campus. With Jonathan Harris and Jeremiah Davis, Mackenzie Vogt with weather, and Johnnie Jindrich with sports. iState News starts now.
April 12th edition of iState News. I'm Jonathan Harris.
And I'm Jeremiah Davis.
Are you wondering about the students gathering on Central Campus today? They are celebrating the 10th annual First Amendment Day, which is a reminder of the 5 freedoms granted to us in the Constitution. The Freedom March started this morning at 9 a.m. at the steps of City Hall and ended at 10 with the president of Greenlee School, Michael Bougea, making a speech on the steps of Beardshire to the crowd of supporters and activists. Events continue throughout the day, including free food, free music, and most importantly, free speech.
Governor Terry Branstad made a visit to the ISU campus on Tuesday to continue his campaign about lean beef products. He wore a t-shirt that read, "Dude, it's beef," and promoted the ground beef product that has been referred to as pink slime. Branstad said it touches every part of Iowa agriculture and that ISU agriculture students are the perfect group to counter the negative campaign.
Did you know students walked around barefoot around Central Campus on Tuesday? Mackenzie Vogt and Nicole Gustafson have the details.
Every year, kids all over the world are affected by injuries and illness because they can't afford shoes. Shoe company Tom's created the national event One Day Without Shoes to raise awareness about the issue.
Iowa State Student Union Board and Tom's Campus Club have teamed up to bring the event to campus.
Subs Brittany Carpio has been planning the event since last spring and says the cause is very close to her heart.
For One Day Without Shoes, especially today, which is Monday, April 9th, we're going to show the documentary that Tom's has. It's called For Tomorrow. It just tells the Tom Shoes story and how he came up with the idea, how he's implemented it. And then also we'll have a speaker. It's a friend of one of our advisors for Student Union Board. He's gone to Africa with his wife a bunch of times. He's going to kind of talk about the conditions of the children and what he's seen while he was over there. And then tomorrow is the actual Day Without Shoes, so we're just trying to promote people going without shoes the whole day. And then also at 2:30 we have an interactive walk. So that's just like a tarp with sand, gravel, and pebble where people can walk across it to kind of get a simulation of what children deal with all over the world every day, which obviously it's not really the same kind of thing, but it's just kind of help them understand. And then at 3 o'clock we'll do a mile walk, and it's for people who go the whole day without shoes or people who just don't feel comfortable maybe with doing that and just want to go the whole mile. I think it's important because you don't realize the luxuries that you have living in like an area like we do. Not being able to go to school because you don't have shoes is not really a problem for people here. And I think it's important to understand that there are people who do have those issues and people who don't have the opportunities that we do.
For iState News with Mackenzie Vogt, I'm Nicole Gustafson.
Last year, people went without shoes at over 1,000 events in 25 different countries and around the globe.
Late last night, a bomb threat was issued at a Wartburg College Student Center. A man called around 7 p.m. saying there was a bomb in the Seaman building. The student working contacted the police, and the alert was sent to all students to evacuate the building. No bomb was found, but police searched surrounding buildings as a precaution.
The Scott County Sheriff's Office sent a message to sex offenders this month. 7 registered offenders were arrested on failing to comply with Iowa's sex offender registry laws. 11 other offenders are facing charges or arrest warrants. Scott County's Sex Offenders Task Force will be conducting compliance checks on over 300 individuals through the end of April. During the checks, officers have arrested 2 people on the Judicial District's 10 Most Wanted list.
A loose dog caused a Des Moines teen to be hit by a car last night. A 15-year-old boy chased the dog into traffic along Hickman Road and was struck by the oncoming traffic. The boy was taken by ambulance to Broadlawns Medical Center and suffered a severe concussion, but he's listed in stable condition.
Luckily for Iowa State, Ames is not under a boil order issued for a part of Story County. Officials at Xenia Rural Water District said a water main break caused contaminated water for 300 customers. The affected area is south of Highway 30, bounded by the Boone County line on the west, by the Polk County line on the south, and by Interstate 35 on the east. Repairs to the water main have been made and water is currently being tested.
16 people, both men and women, have been charged with prostitution and other charges after a 2-day multi-jurisdictional prostitution sting conducted in Coralville. Among those arrested, an Iowa City dentist, a clinical assistant professor in the College of Dentistry at the University of Iowa, a Mercy, Iowa City anesthesiologist, and a Waterloo woman who admitted to pimping her minor sister. Officers from the University of Iowa, Iowa City, and Coralville police departments, and the Johnson County Sheriff's Office participated in the sting, which was conducted with the use of undercover officers. Those who were arrested in the sting responded to internet ads for prostitution. A full list of those arrested can be found at DesMoinesRegister.com.
We all know riding horses can be recreational or for sport, but now it's being used for therapeutic practices. Katie Longnecker, Jen Hakey, and Melissa Weiss rode out to see what all the hay was about.
Horses, pastures, arenas, and stalls are not words you commonly associate with a therapist's office. But here at One Heart Equestrian in Roland, those words are the norm.
One Heart started modestly about 10 years ago as a way to use horses therapeutically. They grew rapidly after the surrounding communities took notice. Chris Lager, executive director and co-founder, says that the community support was her spark.
I was at my local fairway, and a lady came up to me and said, "Are you Chris Lager?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "I heard you were going to start a therapeutic riding program, and I think my son would benefit."
One Heart uses a variety of therapies to help their riders. In 10 years, they have helped over 80 individuals with 38 different diagnoses.
So it is such a wide gamut of therapies that we're able to offer that the generalized term for this is equine-assisted therapies.
Although there is not yet a proven science behind equine-assisted therapy, research is being conducted for a variety of physical and mental conditions.
At this point, the message is all anecdotal. It is based on our moms and our riders who say this is a therapy that works for them.
So how does this work? Well, it's a group effort. A past certified therapeutic riding instructor, a physical therapist or counselor, and a group of volunteers assist the riders in each session. Jennifer Lamoure started as a volunteer, but after becoming an instructor, started benefiting herself.
Well, I started here for just because I'm horse crazy, but I'm also super, super shy, and I never thought I'd be in the middle of the arena with tons of people around. But I loved working with the volunteers. I'd have a come up to One Heart, and the riders were just totally, everybody was happy. So it made a huge difference for me.
For ISU TV with Jen Hickey and Katie Longnecker, I'm Melissa Weiss.
One Heart is a nonprofit organization and always looking for volunteers. For more information, visit onehearthorses.org.
A Grant Wood painting has found a new home. His work, titled The Blue House, Munich, was recently donated to the University of Iowa Museum of Art. Wood painted it in 1928, then he sold the painting to a Cedar Rapids family in 1930. After the painting circulated through the family, they decided to donate it to the University of Iowa, where it hangs in the Student Union. Sean O'Hara, museum director, said it will be a significant addition to their collection.
After the break, hear about a miracle baby in Argentina and a suspicious package found in New York.
Stay tuned. You're watching I-State News.
Today, we gather to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. The woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Things we all can do to be healthier, no matter who you are or where you are. So let's move.
Well, here we go.
Let's stretch in the grass.
What a play!
Let's play tag.
Wow, unbelievable.
Let's jump up and down.
Oh, what a way to finish it.
And most of all, let's eat better so that we have the energy we need to play an hour a day, every day.
Anyone can play. Just go to letsmove.gov to learn more.
Verde, verde, verde. Es tu hogar, es tu ambiente. La prueba de ratón, la salud la protege. Hazlo verde, verde, verde.
El vivir verde es asegurarse que el aire en su hogar es saludable para su familia. Asegúrese de hacer una prueba de radón en su hogar. Es fácil. Para saber más, llame al 866-528-3187. Proteja la salud y el bienestar de su familia. Haga la prueba de radón en su hogar. Eso es vivir de manera saludable y verde.
La prueba de ratón, la salud la protege. Hazlo verde, verde, verde.
La prueba de radón es fácil. Solo llame al 866-528-3187.
Bienvenidos. A one-week-old baby was pronounced dead after her premature birth on April 3rd, but doctors soon realized they were wrong. Little Luz Milagros is Argentina's miracle baby after withstanding more than 10 hours in a morgue refrigerator. She was born 3 months early with no vital signs, weighing in 1 pound and 12 ounces. The baby's parents decided to change her name after finding her alive to Luz Milagros, which is the Spanish for light and miracles. In the meantime, every doctor, nurse, and morgue worker who dealt with the baby has been suspended until the investigation gets underway.
Antibiotics that have been used for 35 years that enhance animal growth will be much harder for farmers to obtain. A new rule was announced Wednesday by the Food and Drug Administration stating farmers and ranchers will need a prescription from a veterinarian before using antibiotics on farm animals. Using the antibiotics over long periods of time causes illness in humans and growth of bacteria that is resistant to drugs. At least 2 million people are hospitalized each year from these antibiotic strains.
There was a scary moment this morning in New York City when a building had to be evacuated. The 2 World Financial Center was evacuated after a suspicious package was found containing what looked like a novelty hand grenade. The Financial Center, which is located across the street from the site of the World Trade Center attacks of 2001, was evacuated at 11 this morning before a bomb squad was called in to investigate. The building was given the all-clear about an hour and a half later. Authorities do not know what the device is and are investigating the incident.
The body of a baby mammoth from the Ice Age is now on display in a mall in Hong Kong. The mammoth was only 32 days old when she drowned in river mud and was preserved for 42,000 years. The mall paid several million Hong Kong dollars to get the mammoth from a Russian museum so shoppers can have a cultural connection.
The first of 3 enormous and technically brilliant warships is taking shape and is the biggest destroyer ever built for the U.S. Navy. Some Navy leaders once tried to stop plans to build these ships due to their expensive cost. According to the Navy's proposed budget, the ships will cost $3.8 billion apiece. President Obama administration has endorsed the building process as an essential element of the Asia-Pacific strategy. The first ship, named Zumwalt, will be christened next year and delivered to the Navy in 2014.
Tragedy struck Indonesia Wednesday in the form of 2 major earthquakes. The first quake hit off the coast of the island of Sumatra and registered a magnitude of 8.6. The second was a magnitude 8.2 quake. There were no immediate reports of major damage, but 5 people have died.
And another pair of earthquakes rocked Mexico's Gulf of California minutes after early this morning. Both the quakes had magnitudes greater than 6.0, with the people as far as north as Tucson, Arizona, feeling the effects. No tsunami warnings were issued, and there have been no immediate damages reported.
On Wednesday night, Connecticut lawmakers passed a bill to abolish the death penalty. Connecticut's House of Representatives voted 86-63, making it the 17th state to abolish capital punishment. Governor Dana Malloy, a Democrat, said, quote, "I'm pleased with the House passed the bill. And when I get it, I will sign it. When I sign the bill, Connecticut will join every other industrialized nation in moving toward what I believe is a better public policy," end quote. In the last 5 years, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, and Illinois have repealed the death penalty. California voters will decide on the issue in November.
Johnson & Johnson and the subsidiary were ordered by a judge in Arkansas to pay more than $1.2 billion in fines yesterday. The companies had minimized or concealed the dangers associated with the antipsychotic drug Risperdal. The drug treats schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and behavioral problems in teenagers. A lawyer in opposition of the Johnson & Johnson case said it was grossly overpriced in relation to its qualities. And now we have Kinsey at the weather desk, and what can we expect for this weekend?
Well, Jonathan, it looks like there'll be some rain moving into Iowa sometime this evening and sticking around until the beginning of next week. Stick around, you're watching iState News.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This can't be happening. Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me. Feed the pig. Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to iState News. I'm Mackenzie Vogt with weather. If you're wondering what's different today, it's the lack of graphics. However, I'll be giving you the weather from my weather desk. Today in Ames, students on campus were celebrating First Amendment Day with warm weather and sunshine. However, it's currently 59 degrees outside with winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south. For the rest of the day, you can expect mostly cloudy with isolated showers late in the afternoon and winds picking up to 20 miles per hour out of the southeast. As we go into the night, the temperature will drop slightly to 46 degrees after midnight. You can expect it to become breezy with a 70% chance of rain. In Ames, the forecast for tomorrow will be cloudy with a 60% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms throughout the day. The temperatures might reach a high of 59 degrees with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Across greater Iowa today, weather has been in the 50s and 60s. In Storm Lake, the temperature is currently 51 degrees with scattered rain showers throughout the day. As for the Quad Cities, it is sunny with 60 degrees. As we look into southern Iowa, Creston is partly cloudy with 55 degrees. Now for our extended forecast, we enter the weekend with thunderstorms through Sunday. Saturday, we'll see a high of 75 degrees. So if you're planning to watch the spring football game, make sure you grab your umbrella. Sunday will be one of the warmest days we'll have in a while, with a high of 79 degrees and an 80% or a 60% chance of rain, which will bring us into Monday with just a small 30% chance of rain, but expect to see the rain clearing out and temperatures dropping to the mid-60s next week. Well, that's all I have for weather. Tune in after the break with Sports with Johnnie.
name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. And we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. And you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm going to feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Big Tobacco's research shows that many of you secretly want to be tough and manly. At Kellis, we want to help and make billions in the process. Introducing new Kellis, nicotine in a can. Just put a pinch between your cheek and gum. So what if it causes mouth cancer and you have to have your jaw surgically removed? Are you a real man or a crybaby?
Get the truth at keepitreals.com. Gel, just eliminate lies.
Let's turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
Welcome back to iState News. I'm Johnnie Jindrich with sports. The Iowa State football team will hold its annual Cyclone Gridiron Club spring game on Saturday afternoon. The spring game is the finale to the Cyclone football team's rigorous spring ball practice schedule. During the scrimmage, the first string plays the second string, so fans will be able to see what quarterback will be leading the ones on offense. Cyclone fans can watch the team play for the first time since last year's Pinstripe Bowl. The game starts at 2 p.m. Admission is free and the scrimmage is open to the public. Fans are asked to enter through Gate 1 on the north side of the stadium. And the Iowa State volleyball team will hit the floor later today for an exhibition match with Missouri. The Tigers and the Cyclones will meet for the last time as Big 12 opponents as Missouri heads to the SEC next season. The previous 2 times these teams have met, the Cyclones have beat Mizzou. Today's match will be played in Centerville, Iowa at 5 p.m. Iowa State is 2-1 during the spring season with wins over North Dakota State and Illinois. The Cyclones will return home to Hilton on Bisha Saturday for their final game of the spring as they host their former Big 12 foe, Nebraska. And ISU volleyball coach Christy Johnson-Lynch added some talent to next year's squad. Janelle Hudson, a talented setter from San Diego, will join the team for the 2012-2013 season. Hudson is a 5'10" high school All-American and will add to a depleted Iowa State team. The Cyclones will lose 5 seniors from last year's team, but return seniors Rachel Hockaday, Allison Landwehr, and Jamie Straube. The NCAA has accepted Baylor's self-imposed penalties for the basketball program's major recruiting violations. An NCAA investigation found that both the Baylor men's and women's basketball teams made thousands of inappropriate calls and hundreds of text messages to recruits in addition to other violations. The Lady Bears will be put on 3 years probation with penalties including the loss of 2 scholarships for 2 current players. Baylor men's coach Scott Drew will be suspended for his team's first 2 Big 12 games next season. In addition, the men will cut 1 current scholarship as well as a scholarship in the 2012 recruiting class. These sanctions come after the Lady Bears won the national championship and the men reached the Elite 8 of the NCAA tournament this year. And the National Hockey League Stanley Cup playoffs began last night. The Philadelphia Flyers beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3 in overtime. The Nashville Predators took down Detroit Red Wings 3-2. The Los Angeles Kings beat top-seeded Vancouver Canucks 4-2. The first round is A best-of-5 series and 4 more series kick off tonight. Games will be between the Senators and Rangers, and the Capitals and the Bruins, the Sharks and the Blues, and finally the Chicago Blackhawks play the Phoenix Coyotes at 9 p.m. And that's all I have for sports today. Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
My name is Fernanda. I'm the wife of a teacher. Budget cuts affected my husband's salary, so I'm picking up some part-time work. We're doing everything we can to make sure our kids eat today. Tomorrow, I just don't know. Fernanda, how'd I do?
Well, I usually fold the underwear first.
I meant the acting, but good to know.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back. If you have a sweet tooth, there's a new place to test out your taste buds. Cream Cupcake and Dessert will be offering 36 flavors of cupcakes along with cookies, bars, pies, and tarts. The new store is opening in the Ingersoll area and will have enough seating to hold over 30 people. Cream Cupcake and Dessert is planning to open mid-summer.
Get ready, music fans. The Lollapalooza lineup has been released. 130 acts will take the stage at the Chicago Music Festival, including headliners the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Black Keys, Jack White, and Black Sabbath. The 3-day music festival will take place the weekend of August 3rd. A full list of performers can be found at lollapalooza.com.
Although no flights are kid-free, Malaysia Airlines may have the next best thing. A non-stop flight between Kulamar and London will offer a no-kid zone on the upper deck of its first A380 service. Families with children 12 and under, including baby and armed travelers, will sit in this section. The airline will have 350 enhanced seats on the main deck for families and around 730 seats on the upper deck.
Well, it's one of the world's most celebrated comfort foods, and today is its day. Yes, it's National Grilled Cheese Day here in the United States. Although there is evidence of grilled cheese sandwiches as far back as Roman times, the classic American grilled cheese sandwich emerged in the 1920s when bread and cheese were cheap and easily available. Since then, the classic sandwich has taken many different twists, but is still a favorite.
Wow, nothing really beats a good grilled cheese.
No, it does not.
Sounds delicious. Well, that's everything we have for Iowa State News.
Hey, you guys have a good weekend.